This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout, freebets.com. Delighted to be joined in Harlow in Essex with Mr. Too Slick, Chris Kongo. Finally got a fight date, finally chipping away. I suppose how's things now that you've got a big fight to look forward to?
It's great. And yeah, we're working, done our work this morning, got our work in the afternoon. And yeah, man, you know me, I'm always chipping away regardless if there's a date, no date. I always stay in shape, close to the weight. I'm even close to the weight now. I'm probably about 8 pounds away. But I like to get down early and just build on it, work on it, get stronger, get fitter, and just continue working, man, you know me.
I was going to say, how much of a benefit do you find that you're always in the gym and, camps are important, but really camps are just to sort of work towards something, necessarily you're in camp 24/7. So is that an important thing for you that you're always trying to stay in shape and no matter when the call may come?
100%, because you never know when the phone rings. I think for me, last year, I even something simple as my S&C work. We looked at all our work last year and it was just loaded. Like we done so much work last year. Being in a boxing gym, I didn't stay away from it. Even after my fight with Essuman, I was back in the gym a week and a half later, sparring Pat McCormack, getting him prepared for his fight and staying sharp myself. So I've been ready. So all the work that we've done previously is always going to pay off in the future.
You said there about being close to the weight as well. That must be an important thing for you that, you don't want to be having, I suppose, two or a week or two out from the fight that, you're having to battle the scales in a sense. Yeah,
no, I never battle with the scales. Obviously, I've slipped up a few times, but I always make weight. Probably the fight with, whose fight was it? It was against the German where I kind of slipped up with the weight, but I was back on it. I got on it and but now I'm just focused and ready to take this one.
I was going to say as well, you talked about always staying in the gym and talking about last year, a pretty frustrating year for yourself, would you say? The one fight at the start of the year, the Essuman fight, which I'm sure chipped away at you a lot because it was something where you probably felt like you'd done enough to get the victory. So how would you sort of look back on 2023? A year of frustration?
A year of frustration. I think at times I was a bit depressed myself, but the main thing is like you can never get me down. I'm always here, always working in the gym. So the gym is what keeps me sane and obviously keeps me smiling, of course. So yeah, it's always good to be in that atmosphere with the top fighters here.
As you said there, when it isn't always going your way and you have sort of difficulties where you get in a fight date and you said there you're probably a little bit depressed, does it sort of teach you to sort of stay resilient because the pro career and the boxing game ain't always sort of plain sailing?
100%. I mean, it's easy to be on a high and when everything's going well and you're doing well, you can look after yourself. But how are you when things don't go your way? How are you when it gets tough in the gym? How are you when it gets tough, even with life? How do you cope? And for me, I coped by running, staying focused, and just keeping up working. And that's why I'm even so light at the weight. The weight is never an issue.
And just sort of briefly touching on them now, obviously you did have the Essuman fight and it didn't go your way. And how do you sort of look back on the fights, maybe the Essuman fight and the McKinson fight, now when you look at the position that you're in now in a big fight? Do you sort of, while they were negatives at the time, you feel like you learnt a lot from those times in your career?
Therefore, there were never losses, there were lessons for me. I took a lot from both fights. Couldn't really take much, well, I did take a little bit away from McKinson, but Echo's fight took a lot away from that, And they're lessons, man, and we look back on it, and we're past that now and looking forward to the future.
Well, I suppose we will touch on the future. Florian Marku is the future, March 31st. To have that finally signed, sealed and delivered for a big fight like that, it must be good for yourself to really have a big fight to sink your teeth into.
100%, and you already know we've been wanting this fight for a long time. Now we forced him into the fight. Who else is he going to fight next? He's got to come and see us. And obviously, I'm the first one in the queue. He started it by pushing me at the Boatsi press conference. you know. And yeah, he's basically put himself in a position of not wanting to fight me, but now he's in there and he has to. So he's got nowhere to run, and March the 31st, I'm coming out victorious.
I was going to say that because it's a fight that you have called for a long time. I think for us, thinking as far back as probably when you beat Formella is probably when you did call him out, or there was talks of the fight. So good to sort of get this fight over the line, because as you said, it is something that you have wanted for quite some time.
Yeah, 100%. I think if that situation didn't happen at the Boatsy press conference, I don't think I would have had this fight. But now, like I said, he's pushed himself into it. He pushed me, but now he's pushed himself into the fight where he can't run no more. And this is the time now. This is the time he's always getting taken by myself. And yeah, I'm raring to go, man. I'm so focused for this fight, and I can't wait for it.
You mentioned there about him almost pushing himself into the fight, quite literally. Do you feel from Florian and his team, this was a fight they didn't really want to fight Chris Kongo? It wasn't a fight that they had an idea, because obviously they said about Josh Taylor and other names, and you know, realistically, I'm sure you think you're the hardest fight out there for him. So realistically, a fight that you think he probably didn't want.
100% he didn't want it. Why is he calling out Josh Taylor, calling out Conor Ben, calling out all these other guys? There's guys, we're here, we're in the UK. Obviously Josh Taylor and that, they're on their different path. Don't follow them. You're trying to follow them. Now he's had to turn back and come and face towards us, and I'm the first one. So now he's really in for a big treat.
And you mentioned there when he did push you, you said it. I think one of the things you said immediately after, you know, he said, you know, you came respectful. Now it's different. Still remains the same. That, you know, now this fight is, no matter what you've had before, it's a different feeling for this one.
Yeah, 100%. Same. Different feeling, different everything, different energy. How I'm moving now is very different, and yeah, we're focused, man, laser focused for this one.
Would you say it is personal between the two?
It might be personal for him, but it's nothing for me. You know what I mean? It's just another day, another man that has to be beat, and another man that will be beat, and I can't wait.
And when it comes to training and having the bit between your teeth and do you feel like the motivation is extra because, you know, this is a fight that you have wanted for a long time, and it's time for you to prove yourself on this stage that, you know, no matter what has happened before, when the level steps up, I'm more than capable of showing what I'm worth?
Definitely. And listen, man, I don't die easy. I always say I don't die easy. I'm always in for a fight, and I always give a good fight, apart from the fight with McKinson. Every other fight that I've had after that has been exciting. You tell me one fight that hasn't been exciting. There hasn't. So I'm always in good fights, and this is a good fight that was made, and now it's time to go and show the world what I'm about again.
And do you feel like, how do you deal with critics in a sense when they're easy to write you off, and, you know, people who could be back? Florian comes with a lot of support. So how do you sort of deal with the critics and the people that do go against you?
I don't care about them. They can't fight for him. No one can fight for me. He's got to fight himself. Just remember, like I said before, when everything goes away, when that bell goes, it's just me and him, and he's gonna have to deal with a lot. Yeah, so it's gonna be a big shock for him.
I was going to say, like, when you walk out there, and I'm sure you're going to bring a lot of fans of your own, but obviously the Albanian support that he brings is public, and it's very there to see. That's something that you relish when you walk out there. Maybe you might be walking out there with boos or people feeling sort of away against you. I'm sure, as I said, probably on your social media getting flooded with probably a lot of Albanians. So sort of something that you relish, being the bad guy in a way.
I'm not the bad guy. He's the one that pushed me. He started it.
I suppose in their eyes that you may be, yeah.
Yeah, in their eyes, of course, but he started it, one. And two, bro, we're in my hometown. We're in my home city. Yeah, my house is 25 minutes away. Yeah, my peoples are 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So he said I can't sell a ticket. Let's see when my crowd is out there, yeah? You're going to hear it. You're going to hear the army. Plus, we've got the Millwall team supporting. They're coming out. A lot of the players, I've messaged the team and said, yeah, they want to come out to fight and support. So yeah, man, the army's coming. Let's see how you're gonna deal with that.
Can you take much from his pro career so far? The wins, his last fight against Dylan Moran, albeit not lasted a long time, but do you take much from what he's achieved so far in the professional ranks?
Well, he's done well, so you got to take something from that, But like I said, here we got the remedy, and we know what he's gonna do, and pretty much in these fights, he does the same things, His last fight didn't really. People say they didn't really see much because he was only run around. But I saw a lot, I saw a lot building up to the knockout punch. I see that coming at least 20 seconds beforehand. So you just got to be smart and notice certain things and notice certain patterns. And we've noticed that and seen that already.
And you mentioned there about the Millwall team and everyone coming out to support you. How much do you relish the big nights and the big nights like nights like this, where you're going to have a lot of people there supporting, and this is a fight that the fans are going to want to see, and it's a fight for the fans in this sense. How much would you relish that?
Oh, I love it, and you know me. Listen, I've been on the big stage before. This is not my first time. Yeah. My last fight was on a massive stage, probably bigger than O2 Arena. Manchester is big enough.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. And the good thing as well, I've boxed in O2 and my 6th or 7th fight against Serge Mbomo when Dylan boxed, what's this guy's name? The Australian, Dylan boxed him. I'll come out just before Dylan because I was a live float. So I've been there and I've witnessed it. I've been there and performed in front of the bright lights. So this is nothing new to me.
And with a win here, not looking past Marku, but you can't help but look at other big domestic fights at welterweight, and in the British sort of domestic, as I said, big domestic fights and fights outside of the British area. Sort of looking forward to being back in the mix and being back in the big fights after a win over Florian Marku.
Yeah, definitely good to get back in the mix after Marku, but. Boy, we can't overlook Marku. He's a good opponent. He's not shit.
Just a final one from me. How does it end on March 31st against Florian Marku at the O2 Arena?
It ends as he quits. He's a quitter. We know. We've heard stories now. Loads of people have been telling me you're a quitter. Yeah. So let's see. But for me, I'm just gonna do what I have to do. Yeah. We all see him in my last fight. I've boxed and I've been able to fight inside as well. I'm not scared to have a fight, but I'm gonna be smart about it and smart in how I go. And yes, it's gonna be too much for him. So it just ends with a Chris Kongo brilliant performance and a brilliant win.
Absolutely, Chris. Just want to say thank you for taking time to speak to me. Really good to catch up with you. Appreciate you letting me down the gym and interviewing me, mate. So all the best for March 31st, mate. Top man. Thank you.